Welcome to a journey into the mysterious agriculture industry. Have you ever imagined how millions of crocodiles are raised and processed in factory farms? Come and discover the truth behind it. It all starts with nests of eggs buried deep in the warm sand. In the wild, those nests would be washed away by floodwaters or become a meal for other predators. But on modern farms, each egg is transferred to a machine-controlled incubation room where the temperature is kept constant between 88 to 93 dF. The humidity maintained at 70 to 90%, and every change is recorded by sensors. A deviation of just 1 DGF can change the ratio of males to females. Here, the sex of crocodiles is not in the genes, but depends on temperature. That means farmers can actually design their crocodile herds for a purpose to increase the number of crocodiles for skinning, or to expand the breeding population for the future. No longer is the unpredictable weather determining survival. Instead, technology increases the hatching rate to more than 85 to 90%, a number that nature has never achieved. Continuing the cycle, as the eggs hatch, the baby alligators are about 10 to 12 inches long, weighing less than 0.5 lb. Instead of being left to fend for themselves in the swamp, they are placed in a stable 82 to 90 DGF nursery with shallow water tanks that mimic how nature operates, except that there are no predators. Their food is not carrion or random prey, but a mixture of finely ground chicken, fish, or beef, supplemented with vitamins and minerals for bone growth and immunity. Each one is monitored for weight gain using automated records. Even the slightest deviation can affect the value of the skin later on. Understand that good skin means money, and every detail is optimized from day one. Once they are strong enough, crocodiles enter a multi-year rearing period. In large cement ponds or semi-natural areas, each pond only holds about 50 crocodiles to reduce stress and limit biting. water here is continuously filtered. The pH is kept at 6.5 to 7.5 and dissolved oxygen is monitored weekly. Even a slight increase in ammonia levels can cause the crocodiles to develop respiratory diseases that directly affect growth rate and skin quality. Their meals are divided into 3 to 4 times a week with a ration of 40 to 50% protein, helping to develop muscles while keeping the skin soft and scratch-free. After 2 years, freshwater crocodiles can reach 220 candies. Saltwater crocodiles can take 5 years and weigh up to 1,000 candies. That's when they're ready for the big stage. It may sound dangerous, but the farm's team is well trained and uses soft clamps or special rings to secure the crocodile's mouth and body without causing any scratches, as even a small scratch can reduce the value of the crocodile's skin by hundreds of dollars. The crocodile is then stunned with a stun device to ensure humanness. Professional workers use sharp knives to cut along the natural veins to preserve the belly and sides of the body, the most beautiful skin. At this stage, a wrong cut can make a $1,000 0-cent skin useless. The meat is processed separately, quickly chilled or frozen to maintain quality and avoid contamination. Indispensable for cleaning crocodile skins are salted or frozen before being transported to the tannery, where they undergo further steps of soaking to soften, dyeing according to the requirements of each brand, and finally drying and stretching to stabilize their durability. Flat and blemish-free belly skins are always highly valued. Even a small scratch will reduce the price. When finished, the skins are used to produce handbags, watch straps, or handmade shoes for many major markets, such as Paris, Milan, or Tokyo. Thanks to the stable demand from the fashion industry, crocodile leather production and processing in the US and Asia maintains high revenues every year. Alligator meat, though not as prominent as its skin, is still a significant part of the food market, especially in Louisiana, Florida and Texas, where it is grilled, fried or served as Cajun gumbo. The most popular cuts include the tail, the thigh and the loin. Prices range from $8.00 to $12.00 per pound, which is moderate but still makes a difference. At the plant, the meat is processed into sausages, canned meat or jerky with strict microbiological testing. Have you ever tried any alligator meat, and what do you think it tastes like? Ethical debate inevitably arises when crocodiles are used in luxury goods. Some oppose exploitation, while others argue that industrial farming reduces hunting and even facilitates the release of baby crocodiles into the wild. Thanks to modern processes that reduce stress and raise welfare standards, many populations in the US and Thailand have recovered thanks to farm-source breeding. The answer begins in the vast grasslands, where bison still live their natural lives, but within an organised management system. Each animal is identified by a tag and monitored seasonally. They are not confined, but move freely, eating mostly natural grass, straw and light supplements depending on the conditions of the area. It is this environment that produces lean meat, preserving what Americans call the taste of the prairie. You may not know that bison was once a target of coyotes and humans because of the high value of meat and skin. That, combined with the expansion of agricultural land, caused the bison population to decline dramatically from tens of millions to just a few hundred individuals in the early 20th century. Thanks to recovery programs and controlled breeding models, the number of bison today has increased to about 500,000 across North America. Using off-road vehicles and drones, bison herds can number between 500 and 1,000 animals, spread across dozens of acres of pasture. The open space and constant activity helps the bison develop naturally lean muscle. Which results in lean meat and low fat percentages that the premium market values. Bison breed in a natural polygyny pattern, where a dominant male will approach and mate with all the females in the group. When mating season begins, males engage in a display of power, ploughing the ground, rolling in dry dust, or using their scent to mark their territory. These actions are both a challenge to rivals and a signal to attract females to pass on the strongest genes to the next generation of bison. After mating, female bison enter a gestation period that lasts approximately 270 days. Each year, more than 85 to 90% of female bison in managed herds successfully reproduce, with most calves emerging between late May and June. Births are completely natural, as the bison farming industry limits direct intervention to preserve the species' wild instincts. However, this strong instinct also requires careful care of young bison to ensure survival rates remain above 95% on professional farms. Before delving into the process of raising baby bison, it is important to look at their close and often confused relative, the yak. Yaks are widely raised in the Himalayan region, where temperatures can drop below minus 22 degrees in winter. Unlike wild bison, yaks have a calmer temperament and are well suited to artificial insemination, which can increase conception rates to around 92% in large breeding farms. Although they spend most of their time outdoors, bison are rounded up several times a year for health checks, vaccinations, and growth assessments. When animals need to be restrained for close handling, farms use a chute system of heavy steel clamps designed to hold bison steady for just a few dozen seconds. The side frames gently press against the body, preventing hard impacts, helping to prevent the risk of breaking the fence or causing injury to both humans and animals. Without a heavy-duty squeeze chute, it would take several strong men to restrain a single adult bison weighing close to 2,000 pounds. Once mature, the herd is divided into two main parts: auction or on-farm processing. Each year, specialised bison auctions across the US and Canada trade roughly 8,000 to 10,000 animals, evaluated based on age, genetics, body weight and fertility. Prices typically range from $3,000, 0 cents, to over $20,000, 0 cents per head, with prime breeding bulls commanding the highest bids. Parallel to options, about 500 bison are processed daily across North America. Inside these facilities, the environment is tightly controlled, temperature maintained around 40 dF, and all surfaces sanitized before and after each shift. Unlike the US beef industry, where over 30 million cattle are processed annually on fully automated lines, the bison industry operates on a smaller scale, requiring a high degree of precision. Due to the large size and lower processing volumes, most of the steps are performed by hand by skilled butchers rather than by machines. Once processed, each carcass produces a variety of premium cuts. Valuable cuts such as ribeye, tenderloin and sirloin are prized for their dense muscle fibres, low fat content and rich flavour. A processed bison typically yields 600 to 700 pounds of lean red meat that is ideal for grilling, pan frying or slow roasting. The meat has a strong prairie flavour, with a firm texture, dark colour and flavour developed from extensive movement on thousands of acres of natural pastures. Bison represent a unique red meat that is less industrialised, higher in protein and iron, and deeply rooted in the wild ecosystems of North America.
Texas, one of the southern states in the United States, is facing a serious challenge to its city and local communities with the invasion of millions of wild monkeys. This monkey species is causing significant damage to the city, estimated at $75 million USD per year. In the city, the invasion of monkeys is causing a series of serious problems. It is estimated that there are between 4,000 and 5,000 monkeys causing infestation in Texas. They affect people's psychology when they operate in residential areas and even penetrate buildings where people live. They also cause traffic congestion due to street activity and create anxiety and insecurity for residents and drivers. This problem has existed for a long time and remains unresolved, requiring drastic intervention from the government and the community to find effective solutions. To deal with this problem, Texas hunters have found a countermeasure by repelling them without causing harm. If you are curious about this measure, please comment number 1. Apply this method to prevent monkeys from coming near that area anymore. That is using solar fence installation technology. The fence resembles barbed wire with many plain wires and metal posts to hold the wires in place. These components are connected to a control station containing solar batteries to provide power. The system can be installed flexibly to suit the area that needs protection. Conductors carry high voltage current. The solar fence creates a strong short shock that does not hurt the monkey, but only creates fear. Electrical pulses are completely safe because the current fluctuates from 1 to 1.2 seconds at a time. Repel. However, hunters also need to pay attention to the installation of fences, which should be placed in locations where monkeys often pass by. Safety instructions should be followed to avoid unwanted accidents. Do you find this measure strange? If where you live has not applied this method to deal with monkeys, please comment number 1 below the description. In addition, the hunter also installed a monkey repellent machine, which works based on the mechanism of emitting sound waves to chase monkeys out of the city area. When operating, the machine will emit high-frequency sound waves that humans cannot hear but monkeys can feel. Installing repellents is usually quite easy. Often the machine is designed with stands or hanging holes for installation on the ground or hanging on the wall. Needs to place the device in a protected location, making sure that the device's solar panel is placed in a place with good sunlight to recharge. Sound waves attack the pest's auditory and nervous systems, causing pain and discomfort. The only high-power ultrasonic monkey repeller with a special multi-channel modulated scanning ultrasound available in Texas. These high-intensity ultrasonic sound waves 10 to 65 kHz are beyond the hearing range of humans and most household pets, except pests. These nerve-suppressing sounds penetrate directly into their brains and nervous systems, making them uncomfortable. With such simple installation and use, the animal repeller becomes an effective and convenient solution for controlling pest animals in densely populated areas. Next countermeasure, in densely populated areas of Texas, monkey feeding has become a common problem. With the increase of urbanization, they often come to residential areas in search of food. To deal with this situation, Texans have developed unique measures by infusing foods with spicy substances or other flavorings into the fruits and foods they set out for them. For example, they can add hot peppers to bananas, carrots, or nuts to deter monkeys from eating them. This measure is considered effective for a short time because they often stay away from foods with pungent smells and tastes. However, later they can adapt to the spicy taste and continue to find ways to approach food, despite the unpleasant taste. When dealing with invasive monkey problems, feeding them with food to attract them can be ineffective and may harm other animals. Therefore, a safer and more effective method is to use a special iron cage trap designed to trap monkeys. This iron cage trap is usually shaped like a rectangular box, with flat sides with small tubes and doors at both ends of the trap. Traps are often placed in their living areas and where they find food. When monkeys step into the trap to get food, the trap door will automatically close, trapping them inside safely and without causing injury. Each trap will be able to trap 50 to 100 fish, depending on the size of the trap. Inside the iron cage trap, you can put food that monkeys like to ensure they enter the trap easily. Encroachment, maintaining a balance between controlling the natural environment. Monkey populations and ethical considerations remain a major challenge in addressing this issue, maintaining a balance between controlling them and other animals. After watching the entire video, which countermeasure do you favor the most? Please comment on number 1 if you support the measure of building electric fences using solar energy. Comment 0 if you do not agree with the Texas people's hunting methods. Thank you for watching the entire video. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel to watch the latest videos about hunters' measures to deal with invasive monkeys.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.